And God.
Yes. Yeah. The boxes say it all, man.
Just gonna start this because this is all gold, solid gold.
It's solid gold, man.
Hello. Why don't you introduce the podcast? So I'll just whisper in your ear and you can introduce yourself.
Hello, and welcome to Bromance.
I'll edit out the silence where I prompted you.
An Aim Low Productions podcast.
Hosted by me, Jim Johnson.
Hosted by me, Jim Johnson Hills. With my special guest, Dom.
Hi, thanks, it's nice to be here.
Hey Dom. Hi Dom.
Hi Jim.
So what's up, man?
Not much. Yeah, you're Jim.
I am Jim. I'm a Jim. I'm one of many Jims.
Jimmy. But you're a James. Chris and James.
It's very true. Yes.
And now you're Jim.
I'm Jim. I'm not quite sure when that happened, you know. It was, I guess kind of school happened and you become a Jim.
Jimmy.
A Jimmy. Because James is very much, you know, it's too official. Really, even though you have like James Brown, you've got James Bond, it was still too much of like...
There was a Jimmy Bond.
Jimmy Bond?
There was. An American version before.
Jimmy Bond.
Jimmy Bond.
It's on radio, wasn't it?
I know there was a radio version. Yeah. Might have been that as well. Look at that. Pulling the Bond references from far and wide.
Indeed.
So this is Bromance, where I sit down with people who are old friends. We were housemates, that's how we met. We lived in the same house, and we converse. This doesn't have an intended audience in mind, other than
Mexicans.
as like a little time...
Hello, Mexico! How you doing, man?
Other than like a little time capsule for me. This podcast is doing very well in Mexico. So me and Mexico are the intended... Oh my God. Jim, take it.
So, the things I know about Mexico. Tijuana, Breaking Bad. Tequila's great. Agave is like one of the things you can actually have if you're on a paleo diet. So, you know, it's supposed to be like the caveman diet. Have you?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like vegetables and just kind of like
things
you can forage.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Like licking rocks, like, you know, just chewing moss. But you can have organic red wine and you can have tequila, which is incredible.
You can have tequila.
You can have tequila.
No one told me that.
There you go. You can be a drunk caveman and just be happy without meat. Can you have meat? You
can't have meat. Yeah.
You can have meat.
Not kind of processed meat.
Right, pure.
So sort of, it has to be, I mean, like bacon was okay, but sausages weren't. Do you see the difference?
Okay, right. That sounds pretty good, man. Bacon and tequila sounds just like, you know, why would you want to do anything else?
Hola y bienvenidos a Bromance.
Welcome, Mexico.
Hey, Mexico.
So...
What the heck is going on in that book, bro?
Quite a lot. This is my, it's my all-purpose.
All-purpose, so what's all-purposes? I mean, it's not a towel or anything.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, it's hitchhikers.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Let me just...
You gotta call Xana. You have to call your gran, and you have to call your mum.
I did that. Yeah.
Good
the
work.
3 ladies of my life.
You can cross those out now.
I didn't. No, I feel like they're good to have, just in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a book. I have loads of books actually. I have a. This has a twin.
Okay.
A sort of smaller brother.
Which one's the evil one?
That's my passport. That's the evil one.
The evil passport.
That's a little twin.
Okay.
So this is very immediate, the smaller one, that's pocket-sized. And then there's a larger one, which I keep with me. And I make notes of things I can podcast about, because I'm an artist now.
You're an artist.
And I have to have. I just have so many ideas. I need to have my little book.
Amazing.
And I make notes for where the conversation is going to go. But Jim was interested in what else was in the book.
Yes.
So what we'll do is we'll work from page 1.
Okay.
To the start of the podcast. What do you reckon?
That sounds really good. Man.
Okay, so
let's do it.
We begin.
How far does this go back? Like when was the date?
Oh, not far. It's new.
The first
it's brand new. I lost my other one that was brown.
Oh man.
So it's very recent.
Okay.
I missed the brown one. I really missed the brown one. We have a library receipt for books on Jacobean theatre,
Okay.
which I ultimately scrapped and didn't do my essay on Jacobean theatre.
What is like Jacob and his bean and drama? How would you like surmise?
The late Shakespeare,
Okay.
when the stewards were around,
Oh.
Jacob theatre got dark.
Did it?
It was no longer fairies and donkey heads and I'm dressed as a lady.
So it's like
all of a sudden it was
fairies with,
Hamlet,
like, nukes.
Macbeth.
Oh,
Everyone
right,
dies.
Okay, you're right.
You know, and that's ultimately why I didn't get a first in that essay. And then so that's not really in the book. That's floating. I like to leave a blank page at the start. I don't know what it is. Do you do that?
I think there's something quite special about the front and the back pages. You get like the blank pages in the back of diaries and stuff, like notes, whatever. Just kind of leave those alone, man.
So I also keep this page blank because it's the first page, so it's the kind of go-to for notes. And at the moment, because I'm an artist and I'm writing stuff. I'm writing plays and things. I've been noting down very interesting statements that, out of context, things we say all the time,
Of course.
but out of context make no sense at all.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to try a couple of these on you because you're quite deep. I think you're deep.
That's high praise.
I think we've had many an intellectual conversation. However, the one we choose to record is going to be quite lowbrow. We're just going to make noises at each other.
Yeah.
Is this today?
That is incredibly deep, man. Shit. I think it is today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not if you're listening.
No, of course not.
But it is today for you.
Yes.
So as you hear that statement, you go, yes.
But I think it's even better when like you're recording to not actually give a date.
No.
Because then that stuff just ages so quickly. It's the same with any political stuff or whatever.
Totally.
You know.
That's why we avoid political satire here at the
Okay, that's good because I know
network.
nothing.
Excellent. Now, what I've just realised, because I've been telling people about that statement for ages, is this today? However, I wrote it down wrong in my haste, and I've written, this is today.
That's so much more positive.
Yeah. So maybe my brain wanted to be something, my heart wanted to be more positive.
Indeed. I think that's brilliant.
Is this today? Isn't that a wonderful statement we say of...
This is today.
Is this today? Then, when I was in one of my acting workshops, and we were discussing poetry, we were discussing correct pronunciation of words.
Pronunciation.
In art, we didn't do any vocal warm-ups. We just went straight into it.
So did everyone just start like throwing up all over the place?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do that.
Listen to their unkept voices. Anyway, so they said that. So we were reading lines from our poems, but they beautifully went. Oh no, I've just got 3 random words I'm struggling with, and it was for imposters triumph.
For imposters triumph.
As in, FOR, for, not for the number. And I thought that was a brilliant. I was like, what a lovely line. So the thing I'm writing is about somebody with writer's block. And we talk about that at the end. But that's why, like,
are you having block?
That's why it's playing with words. No, it's sort of about something else. But the beginning of the play is set up as if this just character has writer's block and doesn't quite know.
Okay.
Essentially, truth in acting, which again, when I broke that down as a sentence and was kind of like pretending, truth in pretending.
Exactly. What the heck is that?
Yeah, exactly. This was during my acting tutorial, and some feedback I got was really try and find the truth in acting.
But isn't that's completely subjective? Like, you have your own truths which you're trying to get across, but then What? That doesn't make any sense.
Whoa. That's how I could sum that up. Whoa. And then the negotiation of truth, which I also thought was quite an interesting sentence.
Compromise in truth.
In truth. In fact. This is page 1.
This is what we're doing all the time, man.
Yeah.
You know.
This is a normal evening for us. Maybe we're not going to date it, but should we provide some wider context?
Yeah, I mean, these few phrases have just kicked up a whole heap of mess. Like, who are you, Dom? Do you know? Really?
Do I know you?
Do you know your
I
own
look into
truth?
those baby blues. Yeah. Have I successfully negotiated that truth?
Okay, mine's scrambled. Yes.
And then it's just random notes. So soundscape for composition, adding hints of classical music. I then have the note which just says upside down. Call Xana, call Gran, call Mum.
Always getting tattooed to your forehead.
On a scrap of paper. Yeah, you suggested I tick them off. I then have a section of play from Romanticism Theatre, which is, again, I kept it... Okay, Andrew Cowie, if you're listening, I'm really sorry I stole your handout during your lecture. I thought this was wonderful because they talk about... Where's the line? Miss Squamish? Squeamish. And they're talking about China and tea sets. But the context is China means sex.
Okay, good Mr. Homer. Horner, he's called... Wait a sec. He's called Horner here.
Horner.
So he's called Horner, she's called Mrs. Squeamish, and there's Lady Fidget.
Fidget, yep.
Okay, is this some sort of weird Jacobean three-way that's going to
Kind of. They're both when you sleep with them.
Oh dear.
Oh wow, this is a very short to-do list. On the back of this piece of paper it just says, to-do. I'm really rubbish with to-do lists. So the act of writing it down is good for me.
It's amazing that you're actually doing lists as a bloke.
Yeah.
Really, that's far beyond 2 lines here, just
we'll get to the 2 lines, but the act of writing it down is good for me.
Yeah.
However, I will never refer to the list, so there's no to-do list I've written that I've ticked stuff off of. This just says to do. Number 1 just says grow a set of balls. And I wish I had context for that.
Amazing.
I really don't.
Balls of what?
Yeah, I mean...
they could be some sort of flower arranging kind of thing, I'm a gardener or whatever, but shit, man. There's the first thing. It's good there's no bullet points and you haven't scribbled all over it with asterisks and arrows or whatever.
Yeah, it's such a good to-do list. I will put this on the Amplo website.
Yeah, wow.
Of to do, grow a set of balls, message Brodel's Yard. Right.
What's that?
Brodel's Yard is a theatre. Quick plug, we're hopefully going to do a live podcast there in September, if I ever message them.
Once Dom grows a pair of balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Message you.
I've not got to that yet. Clearly still struggling with that. First part. These are just general acting notes from Jacobean Theatre. Singing in the actor. That was an interesting lecture there. Chekhov with Ellie. I won't bore you with my Chekhov work.
Yeah, don't let the lights go out, man.
Yeah.
That's a callback to a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm uniting a scene. I'm so artsy. Jesus,
yeah, man.
Jesus Christ, I'm artsy. Don't be afraid to show maturity, but that wasn't really a note for me. Oh God, I just know a page we're coming to. Homework. Yeah, you don't really need to know my homework. Wow. So things are really picking up on this page.
Yeah, you got trees, you got clocks.
I'm a doodler, I think. So when I list, see, this is how you can tell if I'm really taking notes in class. It's just words. Whereas if I really want to remember it,
this is what I was expecting about grow your balls.
Was
it's like doodling all over it.
Some pictures. But now I'm cooking with gas. Now I've really broken in this.
Mm-hmm.
The things we can do for a completely composition piece, which is tend to be abstract, devised bits of work. Ours is very strong, but this is our process of what we want our piece to be about. So someone kicked off the session by saying, "I think guys, the piece should just be about me. Ha ha ha, ha. Haven't I told a joke to break the ice? And I was like, no, that's good. I'm an artist. Let's do it about self-centeredness and narcissism and egocentricness and egotism as a starting off point. And then we start talking about water and fear and weightlessness. Underwater submerged. The parallels between space and water. Liquid. Electricity. Darkness. Where does space end? Does God exist? I think, therefore I am. I have no mouth and I must scream. Harlan Ellison. Very interesting short story. I was thinking of ripping off. Good job my tutors don't listen to this. And
Which short story? Scream.
I have no mouth and I must scream. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that actually, because I am working on that as a project as well.
Like a Neo kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Food chain.
Mm-hmm.
I've drawn a chain and a chicken drumstick. Just to emphasise the
There's
point
a
there.
chain and there's food.
Ink colour, paint, kiki booba, phantom limb. Oh, phantom limb. That's quite an interesting phenomenon.
What's Kiku Booba?
So there's two shapes. One is very spiky and the other is rounded. It's to do with language. So if I said to you one of these shapes is kiki and one of them is booba,
that makes sense. Okay.
in all language you link the sharp one. The calendar around the world. Are there no more days in the Mayan calendar? So we were like, oh, wouldn't it be great if our piece was about days running out? Like what happens when days run out? Fabric, the journey of production, the evolution of fantasy characteristics. So kind of doing like what evolution is like for fantasy characters. So why did dragons become dragons? What evolutionary process? I mean, there's a show in each of these ideas, very clearly. It's just... It's fucking damn, I have to edit this bit out because it's solid gold. Genetic mutations. Yeah. Oh, this was quite interesting. So
Twins with two brains?
Twins with two brains was a really interesting conversation because we were because then someone was like, oh wow, could you imagine having sex with somebody with two heads? And I was like, whoa, guys, who gets the orgasm? Anyway, but there's probably not a show in that, but it is an interesting question.
So wait a sec, you're having sex with someone with two heads?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
Wouldn't they get like half each? And then you just feel kind of a little bit like, oh, I didn't really perform very well there.
Because...
But then if there was two and it split off the same, but they're both giving half level, then it'd make a whole, surely. Just something to ponder about.
We'll get back to you. Answers on a postcard. If you're in Mexico with two heads, please write in to our PO box. Oh yeah, the idea that women have the X chromosome, men have the Y. Therefore, Henry VIII kept killing his wives and getting annoyed at them because they wouldn't give him sons. Really, it was his fault. Spider's web, light reflection, light. And that was it that day. Oh no, then my pen ran out. This is the same day. Oh god, it keeps going. We'll skip the rest of that. That's fine. I've written some of The Owl and the Pussycat down in order to help remember it. It's a poem I'm having to learn.
And the pea green puke boat.
Yep. Are you reading it as I've written it?
No, just, I've been reading quite a few nursery rhymes recently, man. Get to grips with
again, these
are stuff.
This is The Owl and the Pussycat written out completely in pure vowels.
EOAEU. What? What has that got to do with anything?
So when talking, if you accentuate, if you have to pronounce things correctly, often people will say, oh yes, really make sure you are pronouncing your consonants, but that's not very clear. It's actually much clearer if you have a focus on pure vowels. You have pure vowels and you have diphthongs. Pure vowels are vowel sounds as he yawns while I talk to him.
No.
It's all right. Pure sounds...
I'm not bored.
Pure vowels are vowels where you don't move your mouth. E-I-O-U. And I can prove that you don't move your mouth and it's just about the shape of your mouth with the sound coming out. Because you can tap your chin and make the sounds without any voiced projection. So you're about to piss your pants.
Okay.
Crazy.
I've already been, man. It's all good. No way. I'm just slapping the skin right now.
Up under your chin so you can get it to echo. Better? You had it just... Okay.
I'm just...
What an interesting bit of sound for the the Mexican listeners at
doing
home.
me damage.
And we're about there. Okay. That's for our Swahili listeners. Welcome for so right up to this page, which is the today's notes page.
Today.
Yeah.
This is today, is it?
Is this today?
Who is this is?
Grandmother's footsteps using big heads.
What?
Yep, that was this morning. No explanation needed. Spa Life, which is due to be so there are two. So it's the 2-year anniversary of Aimlo this month.
All right. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you ever seen like Harry Enfield, Paul? I don't know if you know. Can flap out names out there. Paul Whitehouse, like when they did Nelson Mandela.
What?
It's like did Nelson Mandela's greatest hits.
Oh really? No.
Bit to the tracks of Blue. It was so funny, man. The park life. Oh, the people. So many people.
I wake up when I want, except on Tuesdays. Well, I'm awoken by builders.
But they did like song 2 is so joke. It's like wow. Wow.
That's quite a good Nelson Mandela you have there.
Oh, thank you very much. Better than Dress. Sorry, Idris Elba, but that movie was not good.
There's also an idea I will tell you after, but it involves doing more vlogs, because I've enjoyed the vlogs so far with my little tiny camera I have now.
All right.
Little tiny camera, a little camera the size of a matchbox.
Man, that sounds like it could be some devious stuff with that. Like, what do you get up to in your vlogs?
So far I've been to Cardiff. There's only been one.
Rock and roll.
But we got told off for filming.
Ah.
So I went to Israel with that camera.
Well, if you can't make it in Cardiff...
I was literally searched by armed men at border points. And, at no point did I have to stop filming because it was getting too crazy, man. I was in Wales for half an hour. And a woman comes up, excuse me, if you're taking pictures in here, I'm going to have to ask you to stop.
If you're taking pictures, you're going to have to bugger off to Jerusalem.
So, who, what, where, when, and who, and how seemed like a good structure. So I try that again, and just fix it in the edit. Who, what, where, when, how seemed like a good structure for this. Sure. In terms of... So Jim, who is Jim?
Okay, we have a guest star, and I think she could probably answer this better than me right now. We are live on a podcast recording. My beautiful wife Melissa has just entered the door.
Have you got chocolate cake?
And she knows what I like. So, the question that Dom has just put to me is...
Everything has
Jim?
got slower as soon as a girl was in. No. Do you want to come sit on the sofa?
I'll go.
Are you sure? No.
I'll go
Come
for
on.
Lou first.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. You enjoy that.
I'll give my answer and then...
Oh, yeah. Oh, then we can compare answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is Jim in 5 words?
5 words.
5 words. Who is Jim? Who is Jim?
Okay.
Okay. I'll write them down. Okay.
They might be quite surface. Here we
That's
go.
fine. Just
Gardener.
quietly so she can't hear. Gardener.
Husband.
Husband.
Father.
Father. Oh God, these are such good words. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna have to rush you.
Okay.
Wait.
I would say artist.
Go back into the bathroom. Just for 2 seconds. Okay. One more.
I'd have to say consumer.
Okay. Great. Melissa. Sorry about that.
Did I get really slow when he came in?
You did slow down quite a bit.
I think it's because my brain was trying to figure out what I was going to say, and I think the last answer was awful.
Okay.
But anyway, go for it.
So, what we've just done. Would you like to say hello?
Hi, everyone that's listening
This
Mexico.
in Mexico.
Mexico love this podcast. They eat it up.
No way.
There's so many Mexicans. Yeah. Great. I've done what you did. And immediately started too slow.
I'd like to think it's because of my radiating beauty.
Yes, indeed. That's it.
Oh, these two are married? Should I...
This
at
is my
point,
wife.
Before you think, my God, there's a lot of sexual tension between these two strangers. They're actually married.
Tension.
Yes.
Lots of tension.
Anyway, what are you asking?
So the list we go through on Bromance now is who, what, where, when, how. You can answer these questions however you like, but it's normally to do with our relationship except the who, if that makes sense. So we asked Jim, who is Jim, in 5 words. Why don't you, as Jim's wife, sum up who is Jim in 5 words, and we'll see if there's any overlap.
You sure?
5 words.
Well, otherwise I just shouted at you to stay in the bathroom for no reason.
So do you actually want me to?
Yes.
Strong, butch.
Ooh.
Bit of overlap.
Jim, you got to do your list.
Thoughtful, silly, and sexy. Did he say sexy?
Wow.
No.
No.
So
Words.
very different lists.
Oh,
I was
dear.
very surface.
So we have
Amazing.
gardener, husband, father, artist, consumer. Now, consumer was...
You went for abstract.
It's a lot of pressure. And you've gone for strong, butch, thoughtful, silly, sexy. Dom has a new fun game. Let's link word to word.
Yes.
That'd be great. So, is Gardener Jim strong, butch, thoughtful, silly, or sexy?
Well, surely it's strong gardener, butch husband, thoughtful father, silly artist, and sexy consumer. Oh no, I don't like consumer.
That's quite nice. So
Yeah.
it's just 1 for 1.
It could be. Consumer, yeah, what do you think about the word consumer?
We will inevitably, yes, even.
I
if
feel
we
it's
didn't want
more
to be it.
hunter-gatherer
Ooh, nice.
than consumer, if I was saying for you.
Jim
But that is 2 words, or is
It's
it
more
hyphenated?
hunter-gatherer than consumer because you buy all your stuff from charity shops.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm not
Scavenger.
scavenger.
Yes.
Yeah, but instead scavenger.
Forager.
Okay, so we've either got sexy scavenger or sexy forager.
But, you know, I enjoy...
Forager.
I
Oh,
think
no,
like I
scavenger.
said consumer because I just love to eat, love to
Alliteration.
drink,
Yeah,
and love to read comic books and love to
Scavenger, sexy scavenger.
artwork, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Great.
Movies, you consume.
So,
Why is there sex god written in your book?
well, we've already gone through the whole book, so we can't do that again.
Oh, right.
But this is like our go-to,
Okay.
like, it's like a troubleshoot.
Alright.
Because we were talking about another podcast where they do comedy, sex, and God. Is that
Yes,
right? Did I get that
that
right?
is.
That's how they do it. I mean,
Allegedly, yes.
yeah. With comedians.
Is that Pete Holmes?
Yes.
Allegedly.
love it.
What a pull. So I thought we could keep that there as like a if there was no chemistry between us, then we could snap to that, but we haven't had to yet.
Just been reading through Dom's Black Evil Twin book, which is amazing. Yeah.
So we've now got. Are you staying or are you gonna go?
Well, I don't want to ruin this chemistry. I can go to that sofa if you want.
I think if you're gonna be in the room, you should stay and you
Yeah.
can go and get your cake. Though.
Okay,
I know.
thanks.
Yeah.
If you can share.
So
Oh,
we're now on.
I had to fight a few people on the way out of the pub for this.
Okay, fair enough.
Really? Okay.
Well,
So let's do. So who is Melissa Johnson Hills as well?
God.
In 5 words. Or less.
The best.
Okay.
No. Like,
Complicated.
a woman.
Yeah. Which one would you like to go first, woman or complicated?
Split well.
Woman first.
Oh, bye-bye. And there were 2 again.
Hey.
Okay, so woman, complicated. We'll come back to that.
Okay. That was a beautiful interruption.
Yeah. You got cake. Anyway, so now we're into the what. So what was it that brought us together? Maybe that's a good way to phrase that.
Okay, so
How do you remember it, and then I'll tell you how I remember it.
yeah, I guess like longest story I'll make short. I returned to Bristol after 2 years being in New Zealand and met some people at an Alpha course who were living in a Christian community house. And I came down, hang out with them for a couple of weeks, and a free room came up. I moved in. Dom was living there, I think for quite a few months before. Being 16, I would have been like 26, 27.
Is there that much of an age?
It's like 10 years, man. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
'Cause-
I'm 32 now.
Because we are... Yeah, because there is a gap, I'd say. But I wouldn't have thought it would be 10 years.
Mm.
Are you 10 years older than me?
Mm.
You really are Uncle Jim rather than...
Big brother Jim.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I still think, I'm not quite on the uncle level.
Okay.
Maybe
we meet in the middle.
He gets pissed too much for an uncle.
I don't know. That's actually...
I do not.
I was just teasing, sorry.
Melissa's
I
back.
did the other night. Yeah, Melissa's back to give me my own director's commentary. So, yes. I moved into this house. Dom was living there. And great bunch of people in the house. Loads of crazy parties.
I was still at school.
You're still at school, man. Like, you were doing your GCSEs.
God, you really...
And there were just, like, mental things going on. And it was brilliant. I remember, like, one of my first impressions was, like, trying to be nice for the house. And I got a 3-pack of, like, Smartie tubes or something. Put them in the cupboard. And then I kind of, like, came into the house and was like, where the heck is my Smarties? And, like, some kid in the front room just, like, whoa. Just shoot them back. I was like...
Really?
That was you.
I fear that's where the story is going, but I don't remember that at all.
But I didn't realise, because I wasn't used to community living at all.
It had no name on it in my
It had no name. If it's in the cupboard, it's fair game.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
No
so
name.
This is like the first...
And I introduced Jim to that role in the only way that is fair, by...
And it was a massive learning curve.
I bet you named everything after that.
Just padlocks and loads of belts everywhere. Belts? I don't know.
Because that is the thing I do with Smarties when they're in tubes. It's just sort of...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you have to.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that, I was just thinking I don't know what to say right now. What?
Is it bad I don't remember that at all?
No, not at all, man. You just catatonic, Smartie, kind of, whatever. So, I'm not quite sure how to eat this.
Face first.
I had to turn away to... Oh my gosh.
Context. The remnants of chocolate cake icing on a napkin.
Yes. Beautiful chocolate icing on a napkin. I tried to lick it and it just made a awesome skid.
In review, your first memory of me was me stealing your food as a 16-year-old child, and I stole your Smarties.
Yeah, and you'd be really mad about it.
Didn't even attempt to hide it.
No, not at all. Me not know how to address it.
Smarties, great.
Yeah, exactly. Hey Jim, how you doing? Somebody left these. Idiot, you want some?
And I just went out to my room and cried a bit. I was like, screw that guy.
Oh wow.
Not really.
No.
Maybe a bit. Not the cry.
I don't think you cried, but I can imagine that annoying me.
But
Jim cries a lot, just for the record.
So I'm a drunken crier, apparently.
That's sounding
Scavenger.
more and more
Scavenger.
like uncle material. Okay,
this
so
is all libel.
I try to think my first memory of you. I don't think I was there when you came around for dinner as a trial.
No,
because you lived there.
I think
Did you do that?
In and out. Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my first memory is you having a sort of Leonidas from 300, Gerard Butler beard, because it just kind of came away.
Yeah.
From your face. Is that a fair observation?
Yeah, I was
it
going
just
to the gym
kept
at the
going
time as well. Yeah, I was working out.
Sorry, of course it was the rippling physique as well.
No, just the whole kind of package, because you're not the only person to say that as well.
Yeah, you had a very Spartan.
Oh, yeah.
Look about you.
I was fairly Spartan. Yes.
And and yeah, licorice. A lot of licorice filters or skins.
He still does that.
Yes.
The sort of brown licorice.
Yucky.
Yeah. Licorice rizzers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I was smoking at the time, and then didn't for a very long time. And then I'm doing tonight. So
Today they came out again, and that was...
yeah.
I don't want to say it was traumatic for me, but I did an appropriate disappointed tut.
Very exasperated.
And then we moved on.
Big sigh. Yeah.
But it's alright, this isn't an intervention. But, you know, just... Yeah.
Stop it.
So where are we kind of covered? In that it was a few streets away from where we are now.
Ashley Road in St Paul's. Yes, Bristol. BS6.
Represent. How would you describe the house when you moved in? This is right, so for me, the house is pre-Down and Kate.
Yes.
And post-Down of Kate. It was kind of...
It was pretty wild.
motley.
Yeah, I mean, the first impressions I had was like huge house parties, loads of people coming around. That just the whole house was rammed. Garden was a complete mess, but just huge bonfires going on, and in between, lots of stuff happened. Massive ebbs and flows. Post Anna Kate, I don't really know how to describe it.
Everything had a place. That's how I'd sum it up.
Okay.
So, beforehand, there were lots of things in the house that had no place or reason. And everything found a place and a reason. Not necessarily a reason, but like a place, which gave it reason.
Okay.
So my memory, one of the memories I have of them is all of a sudden there being this bright red, really good looking sofa in the living room and being like, oh wow guys, that's a really nice sofa. Did you buy that? Did you bring it with you? And they were like, it's the sofa that was in here without the dust sheet on it. And the dust sheet, I wouldn't be surprised. This is what the house was like pre-Down and Kate. If they had painted the room, so they dust sheeted everything, and nobody had taken it off. Do you think that's a fair observation?
Was that when the ceiling was blue?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the ceiling was a funny thing because, the ceiling in the kitchen caved in twice.
Oh yeah.
So we were just hanging out and, water just leaked out of the pipes.
You could have a shower in the kitchen if someone was having a shower upstairs.
Yeah. There's a couple of times where just huge chunks of plaster just like fell down and it just like flipped. If anyone had been stood under it, we would have been pretty much brained. So we were taking bets after that about who was actually going to fall through the bathroom, like whose bum was going to be like...
Who was going to be sat in the bath
just
as it travelled down?
You know, half their body and their legs just kind of like flapping about in the kitchen from the ceiling. And that never happened.
Luckily. Thank God.
Yeah. But, I mean, they're great. They're organised force, absolutely. It's the first time I'd ever been brought up on not cleaning the toilet and stuff, you know.
Was that you?
It's still an ongoing issue, man. I've got really bad dirty skids.
Oh.
Well, you weigh it off, don't you, at a later date? Isn't that the...
You would have thought so. Yeah, that's how I would roll.
Guys are gross.
But someone wants to come into the toilet 2 minutes after you and just might see it.
You're like, well, I haven't gone for my wee yet to just hose that.
That's it, exactly. Just jet wash it. But now I either have to clean it with a toilet brush or...
Which I think is more disgusting.
It is.
And if you wash the toilet brush afterwards and cover it in bleach and then wash the toilet brush in the flush that comes out of the top of the loo.
Oh, that's such a good shout.
Oh my God, you guys don't do that? That's why there's loads of poo in the toilet brush holder.
Or I just put toilet paper over it and so outside, out of mind, it doesn't matter.
I have done the toilet paper over it and then kind of scraping with the toilet brush and the toilet paper. In a sort of like...
That's a really bad, horrible candy floss kind of like the worst combination.
Okay. Well, that...
I know any person that's lived with a boy will definitely agree with
The wear took us strange places.
Yeah, sorry man, I totally brought us back to...
Toilet humour.
It's the best.
So,
I'm glad you think you agree.
Sorry. Oh yeah, sorry, we got woman and complicated.
Yes.
Aggressive.
Strong.
No, I'd say aggressive right now.
No, that's a strong one.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Kind. Because God damn it, you gotta be kind.
You gotta be kind.
And thinker.
Nice. Woman, complicated, aggressive, kind, thinker.
I know.
Aggressive kind is a very juxtaposition.
I know, exactly.
Would you like tea? You must! Please, I have cake and biscuits.
I'm very aggressive about social issues, but then I'm kind to people.
It's true. Like, Melissa's met so many people in the street in a short space of time and been here.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. It's got a knack for just chatting to people.
This concludes this week's episodes of Bromance, featuring Jim and Melissa Johnson-Hills and hosted by Domenico Lopresti. Part 2 will be available shortly from the AIMLO website. This has been an AIMLO Productions podcast. Thank you kindly.